Lilly and her rangers leave High Pool. We make our descent and head northwest across the plain. While on the march, a hostile adversary appears from the depths of the wasteland. One animal at 14 feet. Looks like Rex. Rosie puts a 9mm bullet straight into the wild canine's brain. Based on its size, that's quite a shot. We finally reach the agricultural center. By the entrance, outside the sales booth, a group of men with axes, hoes, rakes, and shovels shake their heads with despair. Read paragraph 56. Periodically, the game will prompt you to read a paragraph in the manual. They don't actually include the text in the game. What's interesting, though, is that supposedly the developers have thrown a few red herrings in there. There are a number of paragraphs that are never referenced while playing the game. Some of these orphaned paragraphs, for example, might supply false passwords that, when given, would detonate a bomb instead of unlocking something. And for cheaters who would read every paragraph before playing the game, they included a fake storyline about a trip to Mars. Of course, we won't be going to Mars in this game, but it's nice to see that they had a good sense of humor. Closer now, we can hear the conversation of the men we saw when we came in. There's a short silence after each man voices his thoughts. They speak of varmints who are impossible to kill. The varmints are stealing their food faster than ever before, and they seem to be massing for a major attack. The simple weapons of the farmers are not enough to stop them. They have no idea what to do. One of them jumps as he notices us, and they all turn to face us. A stocky man they call Miguel approaches. Lilly wonders if she can take advantage while fulfilling her duties as a desert ranger. Pay? The farmers look at each other, then dig through their pockets and offer her several bits of colored glass and some shiny bits of aluminum. Seeing the look of disbelief on her face, Miguel says they'll also give her food. Lilly, noticing the sign on the sales booth that reads, "Closed on account of varmint attacks," decides to help, if only for the promise of a promotion and the opportunity to trade. Miguel is pleased. The other farmers smile and thank her. They lead us to the vegetable field. In the shadow of an enormous satellite tracking dish stands an old man. Over 100 years old, he is still vigorous and bright of eye, although he rambles incoherently at times. The farmers remove their hats as they approach and wait for him to speak. Frowning, deep in thought, he stares at what appears to be the remains of a 15-foot-tall carrot. He holds a long shaft of broken metal in one hand and mumbles something about wascally wabbits that he had to beat away with his best rake. Miguel explains that we have come to help. The old man studies our weapons and tells us he doesn't think our pea shooters will do us any good against the armored varmints, but that we're welcome to try. If we succeed, he wants us to come back and see him. There's something he'd like to show us. Free to roam the veggie field, we head towards the carrot patch. From a distance, we hear the old man warn us, "Watch out for Harry, the bunny master." Harry, the bunny master. Billy tries to judge the weight of the Chinese-English dictionary in her hand and decides the crowbar will be better. Rosie already has her knife out. Lilly tells Varla to put her 9mm away to conserve ammo, leaving her with only a crowbar. Varla staring at the crowbar, adjusting her glasses as if unsure of how to use it. Something just moved in the field, a large chunk of ground leaping towards us. Nope, one desert lizard at 14 feet. Lilly lodges a .45 slug right between his gills. Billy looks at Horny and pouts. In the northeast corner of the veggie field, there's a wall of steel with the faint outline of a door in the center. A crudely written sign reads, "Root Cellar." This is apparently what the old man promised to show us. Billy can't budge the door, and Varla can't seem to pick the lock. We find an odd catapult aimed at the north wall. Rosie strikes a pose in the bucket for her sister. Across from it is a large satellite tracking dish aimed to the north. The white metal struts and plates shine as if they were new. In the southeast corner, we find that we've been trapped in the veggie field by a locked heavy wooden door reinforced with steel. Locked doors make Lily's job difficult. Lilly signals to Billy, and Billy puts her shoulder into it. Another locked door, another sore shoulder. Lilly wants to ensure an escape route in case the rabbits swarm. Going row by row, we begin the hunt for Harry, the bunny master. 15-foot-tall carrots, the targets of long-eared varmints. Armored, long-eared, pink, and white lumps of fur are hopping around here. A wall of pink eyes pops up in front of Billy. 4 bunnies at 2 feet. Varla swings blindly and hooks the last cottontail with the claw of her crowbar. Spuds. Freshly unearthed potatoes watch us with their eyes. 3-foot-tall black rats race towards us with gleaming eyes and razor-sharp teeth. 6 rats at 2 feet. Varla is swarmed and falls unconscious, but recovers just in time to pry the last one off and into oblivion. It turns out the medic skill is not for restoring lost con points. Only time or doctors can do that. Instead, the medic skill is used to stabilize characters that have fallen unconscious but are getting worse. The conditions include serious, critical, mortal, comatose, and finally dead. Needless to say, Lily and the girls will be resting a lot in this game. 4-foot-tall pears, pleasingly plump, perfectly prepared, possibly to plummet perilously from their precarious perches and pummel any passing pedestrian to a pasty, putrid pulp. Unusually hairy peaches, much larger than normal. Peas the size of bowling balls lie on the ground in pods. We enter a green sequoia broccoli forest. The 30-foot-tall stalks tower over everybody. At our approach, opossums mass for an attack and waddle towards us. 5 opossum at 2 feet. Varla smashes the last into marsupial mush. These varmints are beginning to ruin Lily's jacket. Giant tomatoes, hopefully not the killer variety. Wheat, a lot of it. Billy steps into a hole surrounded by packed earth. An armored sentinel with brown fur spots us and barks an alarm. 4 prairie dogs at 2 feet. Varla hammers the last one back into a hole from which it came. Varla's getting a handle on that crowbar. Big beans. More 15-foot-tall carrots. And then Lily spots something. She tells the girls to be quiet. It's a large farmer walking among the green leaves of the carrot patch. Sensing our approach, he stops moving and watches us with ominous eyes, filled with hatred for us and our kind. This is Harry, the bunny master. One Harry and his 2 bunny entourage at 2 feet. Lily opens fire, grazing Harry's right ear. Harry swings his sledge, catching Rosie in the gut, knocking her unconscious, the knife right out of her hand and the freckles practically off her cheeks. Lily struggles with a vicious bunny biting into her arm, its fierce bunny fangs just piercing through the leather. Varla throws the crowbar aside and reaches for her trusted 9mm. Lily manages to squeeze out another .45 slug, grazing Harry's left ear. Next time. Varla fires, but it ricochets off of Harry's sledge. In one fell swoop, Harry catches both Lily and Varla with the sledge. Lily pulls the trigger, now aimed square and center between Harry's ears, and sends a slug through the bunny master's brain. But not before Varla succumbs to one of Harry's bunnies. Lily catches one with her .45, and Billy cracks the other with her crowbar. Harry the bunny master is dead. Was apparently poor, too. Only $4. The old man is pleased to see that we've killed Harry. His destruction will demoralize the remaining varmints. A holiday will be declared in our honor. Farmers cheer nearby. Murdering the cute little animals has rescued their major food supply. We continue our investigation of the agricultural center. More 15-foot-tall carrots. Ears of corn 8 feet high. Lily radios in. She's promoted to private first class. Every time a character is promoted, they're given 2 adventure points to spend. This could be used to increase a primary statistic like strength, intelligence, or max con. If you increase intelligence, IQ, those additional points can be used towards increasing skills when you enter a library. We'll get to see that a little later. More locked gates. No match for Billy. Now that the store is open for business, what are they selling? Junk. Clay pots, fruits, and jewelry. Lily is, however, glad to see Squad's billfold getting fatter. $389. Even more locked gates. Billy's happy to oblige. We continue the investigation in the North Veggie Field. Pineapples in the large economy size, 15 feet tall. More giant tomatoes. 3-foot-tall grapes seem to be everywhere. 10-foot-long bananas. The locals use hardened banana peels as canoes on the river. Trees bursting with grapefruit 5 feet wide. This veggie field has an odd catapult too, aimed at the south wall. More pretend photo shoots with the twins. Hundreds of 6-foot-tall strawberries surround us. Tall trees filled with oranges and lemons the size of basketballs. The air is heavy with the scent of citrus. Luckily, Lilly's sharp senses detect the movement of a large white object moving among the thick stalks of wheat. One deranged farmer at 30 feet. Look at this guy with the LAPD hat on. Lilly fires a shot but misses. The deranged farmer runs away. There he is again. One deranged farmer at 30 feet. And there he goes. And he's back. One deranged farmer at 30 feet. He's had enough. We chase him down and Varla breaks his neck with the jimmy. More work for Billy. Content that nobody else is hiding in the veggie fields, Lilly decides to speak with the old man. We find him by the root cellar. He asks Lilly, "Do you want to see my root cellar?" Rosie snickers. The root cellar has concrete walls and many strange, irregular mounds of dirt. Mushrooms grow everywhere. Varla picks one up, adjusts her glasses, and examines it. It would seem that they're edible, but they're just too filthy to eat. Lilly wouldn't be surprised if the farmers live on dirty mushrooms. She tells Billy to dig up some of the mounds to see if the farmers are hiding anything, but nothing comes up. Billy pushes through a rotting door barely resting on broken hinges into the next room. 100 years ago, this place would have been an electronic hack's dream, but all the equipment now seems gone beyond repair. There are instrument consoles with broken gauges covered by a fine layer of dust and unidentifiable machine parts. Under one of the consoles, Lilly discovers a diary. The diary talks about the last days during which the satellite facility was operating, just after the Holocaust. Las Vegas is still intact. Needles wasn't damaged by bombs, but some flooding occurred when the river level rose. Quartz suffered a lot of damage. In hurried script, the last diary entry reads, "We're abandoning the satellite installation so we can join the farmers out at the agricultural station. We've deactivated the alarms and electronic countermeasures that protect this place." Las Vegas totally intact? Go figure. Billy would love to go to Vegas. The rest of the room is filled with tables full of old junked radio equipment. Billy pushes through another rotting door into what is obviously a storage room with a lot of old wooden crates and empty boxes. Billy finds grenades, Varla another 9mm, and Lilly plastic explosives. Not much of a reward, but better than nothing. We climb up the long flight of stairs back outside. Varla's almost out of breath. Lilly has one last thing she wants to investigate, a suspicious-looking tunnel in the southwest corner of the south veggie field. We descend down the dark tunnel. It smells very strongly of animals and damp dirt. It's dark and hard to see. Armored, long-eared, pink, and white lumps of fur charge at us. 6 bunnies at 22 feet. Lilly runs out of 45 clips and has to resort to pistol whipping the armored bunnies. Armored! Billy reminds the last one that they're supposed to be demoralized with her crowbar. Billy gives Lilly the rest of her 45 clips. Armored, brown lumps of fur howl in fury and attack. 1 prairie dog at 28 feet. Lilly gives it something to howl about. This place is about as pleasant as it smells. Varmint are everywhere. We're only finding fruit. The earth floor is practically soaked in varmint blood. Lilly radios in. No promotion. After one last pack of armored bunnies, we find an exit to the desert. Sure as hell smells better out here. What's in Lilly's report so far? Harry the Bunny Master and his varmint army have been neutralized. The status of various wasteland settlements have been discovered. Quartz, although subjected to earthquake damage, still stands. Needles, flooded when the Hoover Dam was destroyed, also still stands. And Las Vegas is largely intact. Maybe the house was betting against the missiles landing within city limits, because, nobody wins against the house.